Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Spectrum Drama, where we take a look at the hottest posts on Spectrum for the week and give our opinions on them. Okay, so before we get started, don't forget that this video will be your last chance to comment for your chance to win the Avenger Titan game package with 2 years insurance. So yeah, if you want to win that, then get commenting on this and all the videos in the month of February. And that's it, so let's get started. Okay, so first up we've got a post from Alex Pegger and it says, Carrack landing gear. Hello CIG, we have a problem with these landing gears, they are too short. It's impossible to land stably in not perfectly flat ground. Basically, it's an explorer ship, it should kind of be able to handle something slightly more than just a landing pad. It is kind of what he's getting at. I agree, we flew this around a little bit the other night and did have some issues. I know there's bugs currently with the landing gear itself, but I still think that the design is a little off, and I mean all the white knights have jumped in the comments, you know, basically, well, you know, what do you expect, you should use a landing pad and then drive or something. You're like, but if you're exploring, why is there a fucking landing pad? Makes no sense.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in the comments here moaning that people shouldn't be trying to land it like ever unless it's on a landing pad, which is kind of just ridiculous at first. But the other issue is that it's just not stable.
No,
even in the concept artwork you can see 4 landing gears. The actual Carrack that we have only has 3, and it likes to wobble a lot.
Oh yeah.
There needs to be some kind of stabilization work done on the ship just in general. I'm sure it's on their radar. I know they've been trying to fix some of the wobbling bugs that the Carrack currently has, but hopefully they can. I don't quite know how they fix that on their end. I guess they have to try to tell the game that move some more mass towards the underside of the ship. I don't know. I'm talking out my arse. Yeah, they need to do some stabilization work on the Carrack. It's a fact.
Oh yeah, definitely. And you know, they need to work on that. They need to work on something to do with the that main ramp, because it is just terrible. It doesn't touch the ground on almost any occasion unless you are on a pad. And I see people's point in the comments, so don't get me wrong, you guys are like fully white knight in it, but you know, I do see your point in that the majority of the time you're probably going to want to like leave this in space and then go down in the Pisces and, you know, have a little, you know, look around. But if you're planning to spend a long period of time on a planet, you wouldn't leave your main base of operations in space. You'd bring it down and land. And I mean, you look at that picture and basically what you've got is you've got a ship that is on pretty much the flattest ground that you can find on anywhere, and yet it's still like the landing pad doesn't touch the floor, and you know, if you've got any kind of rocks nearby, you're screwed.
The ramp doesn't touch the floor.
Yeah, it's shocking. It's absolutely shocking. So they really do need to kind of work on that. Even if that ramp was to just extend further than it needs to on a hydraulic, and you know, the minute it touches the surface and there's pressure, tension, it just stops. You know what I mean? It doesn't.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think it needs a slightly steeper angle. It seems to extend a lot more than it really needs to. Unless that is basically the gradient that ground vehicles can handle right now. I'm not sure, but that ramp has some serious problems reaching the ground, as we showed in our recent stream of it. Still some issues with the ship. It's a great ship, but still some issues.
Oh yeah. Cool, so next up we've got a post from Xanix and it says, CIG and Squadron 42, now that everything is calmer, answer the call. And he's atted 1 million people, so hoping that someone will notice. None of them will, don't worry my friend, none of them will. But Spectrum's a bit of a cesspool lately, and I think they probably just avoid it, so what can you do? But basically the gist of this post is, you know, we've got a lot of, well, I say a lot of movement. There's at least a lot of updates going on for Star Citizen, but there hasn't been really any kind of forward momentum on Squadron 42 for quite a few months. We had a little bit of an update to the roadmap a couple of weeks ago, maybe like a month ago. But that's really been it. There's not been a huge amount of development going on for Squadron 42 that we've seen. And that is kind of the gist of it. Read the whole thing, you'll kind of see what he's explaining here. But yeah, I suppose really it's just a case that Xanax wants more info on how Squadron 42 is doing.
Yeah,
that's fair.
It's kind of interesting, really. There's tasks that were back in like the middle of 2019 that still haven't been completed. Whether that's down to issues with development, or those tasks are waiting for some new tech to come online so that they can finish it off. Who knows? Yeah. We've had no kind of updates about it from CIG. We didn't get any updates about Squadron 42 at CitizenCon. We really haven't heard anything for coming up to a year, I think.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, considering this is meant to be going into beta at some point this year, it's kind of interesting, and would be good to get some kind of acknowledgement from CIG about what's going on with the state of it.
Yeah, you would have thought by now, like you said, with it sort of looming over, this beta. You would have thought that by now they would have at least been ramping up the excitement for the game, and sort of trying to push out some stuff like, look, it's getting there. And to hear nothing, radio silence, is a bit weird. And it's funny actually, because there is a comment, and again, I don't recommend you read the comments because eventually they just get salty and mean. But there was one which basically said, generally, if CIG goes silent about something, it's because something's gone wrong. Yeah. And that is 100% true. Angel Arc, which is a weird way of saying it, it's 100% true. And we have seen that over the years, that anything that goes bad, they sweep under the rug and hope no one knows. And then anything that goes even remotely well is like touted for about 6 or 7 YouTube episodes. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's like, so I fear there's probably some real problems with Squadron 42 which they're just not telling us. Yeah, definitely. And I guess in before Squadron 42 gets delayed back to 2021. Yeah. Okay, so next up we've got a post from Sholto, and it says, an open letter to CIG. Now I'm not going to read the whole of this because it's very, very long, but basically the long and short of this is, and I'm not going to fully agree with the catalyst for how these changes have come about, because what Sholto's saying is that we've had kind of a new influx of backers to the game. They've tried it and gone too hard, and CIG have gone, oh okay, and just kind of made everything easier. I don't really think that's the case. I think you'll find even long-term backers hated certain features, but I'll run through real quick. Hover mode, we had it. It wasn't brilliant, but it did work, and I think it was far better than what we've got now. And they removed it because so many people moaned. They've got the whole kind of gimbal situation with HOTAS. This one makes me laugh. The caves, literally a yellow brick road. There's a yellow tinge on rocks to show you the way. Yeah. 0 difficulty. Insurance. So we've got LTI on pretty much everything now. So there really is no risk to your ship anymore. These sorts of things. I mean, do you agree that they've kind of maybe sort of made it a bit too easy mode? Or do you think that that's just to kind of, I don't know, maybe ease in new players?
I just see everything as the first iteration. So I'm just expecting things to become more complicated and more intricate as they bring those features online properly. But I personally think it's a bit too early to judge this kind of thing. I agree with him with the caves. They could kind of take some of the yellow out of the rock to not show exactly where you can climb all the time. That would be cool. Hover mode, like we said, it was kind of difficult at times, but I kind of like the idea of it, so hopefully that comes back at some point. Death of a Spaceman, I think he's jumping the gun a bit. We've just got the basic version of respawn mechanics now in the game, so that will change. I think he's getting ahead of himself a little bit. And the LTI thing, I mean he says that no one has that there's no risk in the game. Everyone has LTI, but not everyone has LTI on all their ships. No. And there's some very vocal people that do have LTI on everything, and they've just thrown money at their computer screen for it. good for them, but that does not mean everyone in the game has that. And I think if we had some actual stats on it, I think we'd find that people who have fully LTI fleets is a very small minority. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, the majority of people, they don't think that far ahead, to be honest. They buy a ship, there's kind of what I call the in fact I have no word for them. They are like ninjas in the night. No, they go around with their LTI and they throw it around like it doesn't matter what's attached to it, ship-wise or anything like that. It's just a thing. It's a means to get another thing, and then a means to get another thing. It's a pathway, and that is how a lot of people use LTI. So all these people who have like LTI on every ship, it's probably not because they care that they can respawn that ship. It's really just so that they can use their LTI token to upgrade to something else and do something else. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of that seems to be the way people use it. But the one thing I do want to say, and I hope people listen, I'm going to rant for like 40 seconds starting now. So he posted this like a suggestion on the Facebook group, and he was met with just horrible people who basically, they can't be polite and just say, oh, I disagree. They have to be aggressive and offensive, and this is becoming more and more regular now in the community, and it is something that we've seen quite a lot, especially if you spend a lot of time in Spectrum and Reddit and places like that. You'll see it. There's no need for it. So I'd love to just put a challenge out to everyone to just try and spend 1 month being nice to people. If someone has a different opinion to you, then talk about it constructively, and if you can't see eye to eye, walk away. Basically, that's what I'd love to see. So public service announcement over. Cool, and next up we've got a post from Cohen, and it says, are the majority of people really more concerned about having new ships than they are with actual gameplay? No, is the answer to that. It's just all we've got, really. If they keep bringing out ships, we're going to keep enjoying them, and it is really kind of the only constant in this game at the moment is the fact that there'll be a new ship to sell because they need money. So that is kind of why people are excited. I don't think anyone's looking past the fact that there's no gameplay. We all want it. It's just, what can you do? I haven't really got much else to add to that. I mean, this is a topic that we've kind of spoken about before. We've been calling out for salvage gameplay and new missions and more ground-based mechanics and everything. But all we get is chips, because that is how CIG function. Yeah, that's how they make their money. They need to sell some ships. I mean, they've got subscribers, but that doesn't go towards development, so that's kind of out the window, apparently. That really is their only source of income, so they have to keep everyone keen by keep giving them these new ships, and there's a lot of ships promised, so it's always going to be a thing. And I think there's a thing at the end that says I'm at a loss as to why people aren't flooding these forums trying to get X fixed, we'll call it. They are. You should seriously spend a little more time here. People moan constantly about this game. I think it's just got to that point now where if you come in here and say, where's my gameplay loop, you'll get someone come in and go, it's alpha. That's basically it.
Yeah,
people
basically
have lost interest.
Yeah. really the only way to get CIG to do something gameplay-wise that we want is to, just don't buy any ships. If every backer kind of made a stand and didn't donate any money for a month, I'm fairly sure they might get a message.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. If we could, I'd love to do that as well. I'd love to get a petition going and we just get absolutely everyone involved in this project to just, hold back their wallet for 1 month. They'll feel it. They'll feel it so hard that they will have to take notice. Okay, and last up, we've got a post from a regular. There's a million ways to say that. And it says, bartender, salvage, physical inventory, cargo depot, ship-to-ship docking. So this is a non-exhaustive list of features that were once on the roadmap during the past 2 years and that are currently not on the roadmap. So I'm going to attempt to read these out really quickly. This should be hilarious and I'm going to get it wrong. Here we go. Bounty Hunter Armor, Flight AA, Ace Glass Me Power Flames, Emperor Places that are Replican and Dynamic and Land Claim, the rest stops, and the Vulture in the whole sea. There we go. So that was all of them. There's far too many and I can't be bothered. Read that list. But yeah, there is a shit ton of stuff that has just been kind of removed and we have no kind of indication of where they're going to end up. It is a shame. It would be nice to see some of this stuff come back on the roadmap, I think. Yeah,
definitely all of it. Just anything on that list. A lot of this stuff has been requested for God knows how long. And like he says, they were on the roadmap and then they just disappeared, never to be seen again, with no explanation about why they were removed. Well, most of them anyway. Please CIG, give content.
Please give content. It's pretty mad. I think this is the other thing as well, is what we should do, going back to our last post, we should all stop giving them money and then we should give them like 5 things off this list and say, right, I tell you what, once those go into the game, we'll start buying ships again. But that will never happen.
That will never happen.
We're all like, please give me a new shiny. Okay, so there you have it. That is all the posts for this week. We hope you liked them. We hope you found them informative or amusing. And if you did like them, then don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more Star Citizen content. And don't forget to get into that comment section and let us know your opinions on the topics that we've covered tonight. We always love to kind of get your take on this sort of stuff, because remember, this is just our opinion. We're just 2 dudes. So always nice to hear from you. And it will give you a chance to win that awesome Avenger Titan. So if you do want to win that, this is your last chance. So make sure that you comment today. I will probably be picking the winner, maybe even on the Sunday. So that would technically be tomorrow when you hear this. So get commenting. And I said I'd only do it for a few more videos, but we'll see. We have a Patreon. So if you do want to sign up to our Patreon, then there is a link in the description, and also there is a link on our Discord. So join our Discord, join our Patreon, join everything we have, because, why not? Welcome to the herd. And that's it. So thanks very much everyone for watching, and we will see you again next week. Bye bye.
Bye bye.